Welcome to season 4.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
And good to have you as a sponsor for the next 12 months. That's awesome.
It's pretty exciting.
Mate, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good alignment. I think we can do a lot of good stuff here. So
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah. So we've got some drinks. We've got waters, we've got beers, we've got a variety of beverages from Troy at Beers. So take your pick, Ant.
Incredibly tempted to start off at one end and work to the other, but that could end up with some terrible content.
Or really good content.
I'm going to go for the water because it's still only 1 p.m.
So we've got peach, we've got berry, and we've got citrus.
Oh, throw me a berry.
A berry? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, Troy.
I might just be somewhat unconventional. I might go with a lead-head lager, actually.
Oh, solid choice.
Solid choice. Yeah, that's the next guest, actually. So we had a conversation around preparing a question for the next guest, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
So the next guest is Troy from Leadhead.
Who I've met and is an absolute legend.
He is one legend of a man, you're right. Based on what you know about him, the business he's built, any questions come to mind?
I really like his brand and the way it's positioned perfectly for tradies. It almost has, pardon the pun, no cap on it. It can go, it can literally, because I know a little bit about e-commerce because of my involvement with Kiri 10, that business could go vertical. It could go really fast. So my question to him would be, where do you stop? Like, because Australia is a huge market with tradies, and tradies start to want to look good now. And I had that conversation with him last time. So potentially, where does he see it going, and how does he plan to get to the moon?
As in, what is the end goal?
Yeah. And how far would you like to take it?
Cool. I like it. That's a really good question.
Cool.
Very good. Just for context for the listeners here, and you've been on the podcast before, Paul's been on the podcast before. It seems like you've lost a bit of weight since that last episode.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think I have lost a bit of weight. I'll put it down to Pilates.
Yeah, I hear you're a bit of a fan.
Yeah, I went there for injury prevention and a bit of prehab because I love my football. That is my drug of choice.
Yeah.
Like I just love getting out there on a Saturday and playing a game. But I'm 39 and my body was starting to say not so much. So I went to Pilates and I thought I'll give this a try and see how it goes. Absolute convert. And a lot of guys need to man up and get down there. It is tough. It is humbling, but really good workout.
What are the ratios roughly like?
Quite often I'm the only guy in there,
Okay. Yeah.
which has its benefits sometimes, but also I'm showing up.
And so what is
quite
it,
a
like
lot.
1 to 20 kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty good ratios.
It's a real trend, hey, Pilates?
Yeah, and Strong, the gym that I go to, the reformer has like a bike welded to the front, or another one might have a rowing machine welded to the front. So you get your cardio from doing that. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's just stretching or just Pilates, just reformer work. They switch you between. So you're doing high intensity stuff. So you get a whole body workout from there.
Yeah,
and
cool.
if I was left alone in the gym, I would never do stretching. I know I should. It's one of those things I should do, but I just don't enjoy it that much.
It's really hard.
Kind of knocks off 2 birds with 1 stone going there because I'm a little bit more flexy than I used to be.
Yeah.
I put my socks on, no problem now.
That's good. That's practical. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like if it wasn't for the PT sessions that I'm doing, I probably wouldn't either.
Yeah.
It's a bit like flossing your teeth. Like I know I should do it and it has a lot of value and it's not a lot of effort, but for whatever reason, it's really draining on the energy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder why that is.
It's kind of, we know it should be good, so.
Do you think it's a self-sabotage thing?
I think as well, when guys want to go into the gym, to just be stretching doesn't look as masculine, or you don't feel like you're getting gains. I don't think you don't see visible gains, which I'm not there for vanity. I'm there for like fitness and health. But quite a lot of guys who go to the gym are there because they want to maybe get a bit bigger or look better in a t-shirt, or so you don't get that from stretching. So there's no visible benefits.
Do you think that's a conscious or subconscious thing?
I'd imagine subconscious for most.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting. So back to the intro and context. Brief elevator pitch on Rosefern, what you do, how you do it, what makes you different.
Yeah, well, we're a property developer.
Actually, one moment. Leadhead.
Yeah, just the sound of it.
Yes.
Cheers. Oh, I feel bad being on the water now, but it's giving me like liquid death vibes. You know, it still looks cool. You could be carrying it around a festival, no one really know.
That's the angle. That is the point.
Which is cool. I like that.
Yeah,
More
really
for it.
cool. I really enjoy Troy from Beer's company. I don't know if you've met him, but he's a great dude.
I've heard a lot about his smoked meats on, is it Blenheim Road?
Yeah.
That place? Yeah, I've heard a lot about it.
The cooking class, the master class.
Yeah.
Such a good experience.
Yeah.
Emily and I did it a few months ago and just had a great time.
Yeah.
Absolutely no interest in doing it myself, but to learn and to experience it, it was exceptional.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I think guys get to a certain age where they like kind of pick an interest, and a lot of people go smoked meats.
I've heard that.
Meats and craft beers.
What are the other options? Triathlon?
Yeah.
Road cycling?
World War III history.
World War II history. That's not a bad option, actually. That's a real vortex.
Yeah. Just, you got to pick a choice when you get to a certain age.
What are you going to pick?
Pilates. I'm going the opposite way. Going the opposite way.
No, that's good. That's good. That's real good.
I'm not much of a historian.
No?
No, actually, I did go to the smoked meats for a while. I did get a Traeger.
Oh,
I got a Traeger, and I thought it was great because I could control it with my phone, with my app.
Oh, yeah.
Then I realised I was putting on a lot of weight because I was eating a lot of smoked meat.
Ah.
I do a very good set of ribs, the 3-2-1 ribs, just FYI.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that in the lockup?
It's in the back garden, actually, but it's retired at the minute.
It's retired.
Yeah, it had a good shift when I first got it, and then the novelty wore off, like most of my interests.
Yeah, right. Gotcha. But you've kept the content going.
Yeah.
That's not a phase.
No, content's going to keep going, and it's going to get better. I've been making a small studio, so it's actually going to improve.
Yeah. How long has it been? It's been 2, 3, 4 months?
I think about 4 months I've started doing some videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And amazingly, I started off and I was so nervous to do it. It doesn't come natural to me. I didn't feel like a natural with the phone in my hand, and I was always worried about my accent. I thought, I'm in New Zealand speaking like a Geordie. And then I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I genuinely just don't care anymore. I'm going to put it out there as context for me. I can look back in a few years and go, maybe I was in the right. I was talking some sense back then. And I've helped a few people like get into property and find a deal and stuff. So
that's very cool.
That's kind of what I'm doing it for now, is a small amount of people that I help.
Yeah. You've had some good wins with it, though. I wouldn't undersell that.
True. Yeah, true. I kind of underestimated its power at the start. The leverage opportunity that you get of me talking to the camera like that can go out and be seen by 1,000 people while I'm out working, doing my job. I see each video as like a little digital version of me going out and doing the work while I'm actually working.
It's a leverage tool, isn't it?
Yeah. And I've had real estate agents call me after watching a video and saying, I've seen you've just been talking about acquiring land. I've got this section, would you like to have a look at it?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't have to chase the deals anymore. The deals are coming to me if I do these videos.
That's
so
crazy.
It was a penny drop moment, and I thought, I see why these people do it.
If you had to guess quantifiably how much value in deals you've done through social media content, what would you say that number would be, or the range?
I would say it would be in the millions of dollars worth of value. And if you put an ROI against that, it's huge.
So are we saying, 8 figures, 7 figures? What are we saying here?
Hard to put an exact number on it, but it way outweighs $1 million worth of value because as a developer, you're always trying to find the right land at the right price for the right terms. That's a job in itself. And I used to spend a lot of time ringing around real estate agents, which is a one-to-one leverage opportunity. It takes quite a lot of my time to hopefully get a deal. With content, I can do a 1 to 100 or 1 to 1,000 opportunity because you don't know where the content finds its people, right? So if I'm talking about real estate in Christchurch, the algorithm picks up that I'm talking about real estate in Christchurch and it shows it to the right people. I've only got like 500 and something followers, and I don't want a lot of followers. That's not the metric I'm looking at. Each time I put a video out there, it usually gets over 1,000 views, which is double what I've got as a following, which shows that it's going out there and being viewed by people in my industry. And I want to keep it kind of small. I just want to talk to the people who might find it valuable. So I think the monetary value to put on it is it's hard to put a cap on it because the more I do, the more I believe it will repay.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. That's insane amount of ROI based on 4 months.
Yeah. And some of the videos, I do them while I'm having my breakfast, or I have the dogs in the background, or I'm walking down the street. It's not like it's taking much time editing quality out of my life. It's very raw.
Yes.
And I think that speaks more as who I am. I'm not all that polished, and I don't need to do anything too fancy. This is just...
It's a good chat though, right, regarding editing quality and people overthinking it, and like where do you get started. I had a chat with someone recently about the progression. If you look at it like a video game, like if you start with like a static post, a graphic post, or a photo, and then progress to like talking to camera type video, like no editing, just upload, then through to editing and more sophisticated content, right?
Yeah.
How did you approach that? Just getting started? Did you launch in with that same progression, or what? How did you get started?
Like most things, I just dove straight into the deep end. I just decided that was it. I was going to learn how to edit on CapCut, and I was going to start doing videos.
Mm-hmm.
And my first few videos were probably just a little bit too complex, and there was more of a focus on editing nicely and chopping things up and putting the right sound bites in. Now it's pretty much just talking to the camera, and the editing side of it's become, the more you do, the easier it gets. And I had to first of all get over I think people call it the cringe factor, or the embarrassment of putting things out there that your friends and family might see and make little comments. But like, embarrassment and shame is the price of entry. You've just got to pay it, and you've got to get over it. And as soon as you get over it in the first few videos, and you get past the comments in the pub of everyone going, "Oh, you want to be Mr. Beast?" Then you're like, "Yeah, okay, mate, good on you." I'm happy because I'm doing it because it's progressing the company, and I also quite enjoy doing it now.
That's so good. Yeah, that's actually one of the big things with like the podcast and Alt, and just what I'm doing is just to try and get people to think a bit bolder, but like differently, but like more holistically, and just to try and overcome that resistance, like that barrier. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that since coming to New Zealand, if like the tall poppy thing's something you believe in, but I think regardless where we are in the world, that exists, right? That pub chat and the tall poppy thing.
And I think property developers haven't given themselves a great name over the last few years. Some are still viewed as being flashy or whatever. So I want to kind of dispel that for property people, because I don't identify as a property developer. I don't have a flashy car. I drive a Rosefern truck. Someone asked me the other day what I drove, and I was like, "Oh, Rosefern truck." They're like, "No, what is it?" I was like, "I don't know. It's a Rosefern truck. It's cool."
That's the factory, factory edition Rosefern.
So that's me and Paul down to a T.
Yeah,
we're just very laid back. We're not out there to be driving around matching Lamborghinis or anything like that. It's just not our style. We want to be really proud of what we create. And we get more pride in producing a good home than we do driving a flash car or having a fancy watch or anything. It's just our values are very down to earth for property developers.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and it's nothing like it's right and wrong, I think. Like, that will resonate with some people, right? Like, the audiences will resonate with certain things, but that is one of several things I really like and respect about you and Paul and Rosefern, right? It is that grounded nature. Yeah. It's pretty cruisy.
Yeah.
Pretty conversational. Yeah.
It's always been like that too. I met Paul in a $9 a night backpacker hostel called the Asylum in Cairns.
The Asylum.
And the only reason I went there was because I got there on a Friday and there was a free barbecue on a Friday. I was like, I'll pay my $9 and I'll eat $10 worth of meat easy. So I was like, I'm in for this. But Paul was there working. He was working down the fishing docks. I got a job on fishing boats. We bonded over a love of sport. So we used to go in and watch all the football games at midnight and 1 a.m. on a weekend. So we've always just had that love of sport that's bonded us. And Rosefern comes from the name Rose, English rose on the rugby jersey, and the fern, the Kiwi fern from the Kiwi jersey.
That's cool.
And Scott, the other guy, who is the fern of Rosefern, he's very similar to us.
Yeah.
He's a bit older than us. He's made his money. He's a really good guy, and he's backed our journey.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
I think he's seen us as younger versions of himself.
Yes.
And he's backed us in the good times. He's backed us in the tough times. And we couldn't have wished for a better backer, to be honest. So
very cool.
He shares our values.
I love that. Yeah. The 3-way partnership. Yep. So it was you and Paul, and then Scott came in after?
Originally, there was 2 roses, 2 ferns.
Gotcha.
So there was another guy. So originally, Rosefern actually was... It started out as an as-is buying and repairing company, and it morphed into a property development company. And along the way, we had a guy called James, really nice guy, but he just said, respectfully, I don't want to be a developer. Well, no problem, absolutely no problem. So he exited about 4 years ago, and the three of us just continued on.
Yeah.
Looking back, sometimes I look at James and think, you were smart. Because there was some tough times there for a while.
Yeah.
Some really tough times, especially for new developers, because we experienced the tail end of an incredibly hot market and the full front of an incredibly cold market. Within about, I'd say 3 months, that happened. That window was like that. It was almost, it was too fast. I think they talk about markets, they go up the escalator and out the window. It very much felt like that.
Really?
It was so fast.
Right.
And we had bits of land in consent that all of a sudden didn't look like great opportunities. And so we had to pivot really fast. We learned a lot in those times.
I think that's the essence of business or life in general, though. It is the hard times. I think back to the Sri Lanka trip, for example. Trip away with 9 other people. And yes, there was a lot of like fun times, but like the more memorable bits were like the difficulty, right?
Yeah.
Whether it was like physical difficulty of like climbing this thing, or the last day, like we're in this tuk-tuk and it's like absolutely pissing down with rain and like the battery's dying and like we're having to push it. And Brett's like, get out and push me through this puddle. I'm like, I guess so. And like that's what sticks in my memory, right?
It's funny, isn't it? Because you go back to that and like they become your memories, your core memories. Oh, that was
absolutely
tough.
Like
a lot of people have already made their money, look back and enjoyed the struggle part. At the time, they think it's terrible, but the reflection of it's like, oh, I enjoyed the grind. I enjoyed getting through that.
Yeah.
Just at the time, it didn't emotionally feel like I was enjoying it.
I guess not. I guess it depends on how long that season lasts for as well.
Yeah.
Is it a multi-month season? Is it a year? Like, how much can you take?
Yeah.
It's one thing to go through like a little bit of difficulty, like if it's an hour, like a hard gym session, but
yeah,
if it's, 8, 9, 12 months of difficulty in business, like tight cash flow, like getting punished, like it's quite different, right?
Always say smooth seas don't make for good sailors.
Yeah. And a lot of cliches have got so much merit.
Yeah.
But
one thing I've started doing is categorizing stresses because not all stress is bad. There's times when, because growing a company and having serious growth is stressful, but it's also what you wished for a few years before. So I'm very careful now with categorizing how I feel, because this is literally what I wanted a few years ago, was run a property development company with my best mate and produce really nice homes. So sometimes when I'm stressed, I'm like, you asked for this.
Yes.
Deal with it. Get on with it and make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. What bits do you find stressful currently?
The numbers in property development are always big. Like it's a large land purchase, it's a large amount of construction that you have to pay for, and everything in property development is front loaded. So from the day you buy the land, you're paying consultants, you're paying architects, you're paying surveyors, you're paying planners, then you're paying all the builders, and you're paying the electrician, the plumber, and then you constantly put the money out. And then at the end, you hope you've sold enough for a strong enough price that you start getting the money back in. And then that's your profit at the end. But the front loading is why a lot of property developers go under, because they don't manage the cash flow well enough or don't have enough margin in their projects to actually be sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the big takeaways from that Hormozy book launch event recently. The $100 million offers money models.
Yeah.
And it was just that simple fact that a lot of business is fevered in the consumer or the customer, and the business owner is really backward.
Yeah.
Right from the outset.
Yeah.
And so if you can restructure that in a way.
Yeah.
Do it, or just tweak it slightly so it's not so stacked against you.
Yeah. Yeah. Quick interlude just to say how good Alex Hormoz's content is.
It's great. And it is great. And it's free for the most part.
Which is what I love. Like, we're in a place now where you can actually watch your heroes like building $1 billion businesses in front of your eyes in real time. Like, usually that used to be an autobiography that you'd read about decades before.
Yep. Yeah,
it's
I agree.
a real opportunity to actually watch it happening and learn as they're learning.
I totally agree. Yeah. I mean, you can learn for free, or you can accidentally commit to 10.5 grand of books and
smart.
Go all in.
Thing is, it's an investment in yourself.
Exactly.
It's an investment in yourself.
I see it as paying it forward, though. I see it as like the value's been received from the free content.
Yeah.
So going in and committing to that level, then
The
that's
free
fine.
content he's put out is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And the commitment he's made to keep doing it.
I think that's why I believe we're in the greatest era ever with regards to content creators and YouTubers and the amount of free information.
Yeah.
It's all in front of us, right?
Yeah. And there's so many courses for $99 and stuff that are actually incredibly valuable.
Yeah, you've bought a few, haven't you?
Yeah, I bought a few just on content creation. The personal trainer over in the UK, his name has escaped me.
James Smith.
Really good. Like it was, I think, a $99 course. Fantastic. Yeah, and hilarious as well. The way he puts it across, just, you can really resonate with him, especially being from England. His humour is bang on mine. A little bit crass, but very, very funny.
But I think he's leaned into his own personality.
Well, his personality comes out, which is great because you have more of this, I don't know, affection for him. It's like,
yeah.
Because a lot of the content I put out there now, in the early days, I thought it was me having to talk about Rosefern all the time and to try and to show what I do and hopefully sell some houses. I've realised that's not what it's about. It's about actually, if people, first of all, getting people to like you. And if they like you, they'll listen to you. If they'll listen to you, they might trust you. And if they trust you, then they'll buy from you. But that journey might take a year, 2 years. So you've just got to bring people on the journey and say, if you relate to me. And
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, whenever I've tried scripting this, it's just hasn't quite landed. It's gone weird.
Yeah.
So when it comes to planning and structure, it's just like, it's just two people having a chat.
Yeah, let the flow go.
Got to flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. What would be like the big takeaway from buying content in your mind? Like having done a few paid courses or paid offerings versus free stuff. What would you say to that?
It's quite interesting because I've paid $23,000 for a course, which was the Ice House Owners and Managers program, and that was a physical course. We had to go to Auckland for 3 days every month for 5 months. Really valuable. And then I've bought $99 courses, also equally as valuable. The two things I'd say between those two things is the online courses. Be really intentional with what you want to learn. Make sure it's going to solve a problem in your business and it's going to elevate you to the next level. When you do the more expensive courses or you join like a coaching program with other people, it's generally the knowledge that you get is important, but also the people that you're there with. You end up coaching between each other and you form like a little group. That's what I find with the Ice House. You can almost solve problems within the group without a coach because everyone's on a similar level, or someone might have fought the same battle that you're currently battling. So it's that pass through of knowledge, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And shameless plug, that is the vision for the Altitude Collective.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the intent is with that, is to get the right people in the right environment and almost let them be.
Yeah.
Celebrate wins, talk about challenges.
Yeah.
Get to know one another.
Yep.
And I think if you can couple the right people with the right environment, I think it should create value.
100%.
That will well and exceed the cost of admission.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's almost what the thought is with Bali as well.
Oh, I think Bali's a great idea. Like, it's just, when you put that amount of doers together with a little bit extra incentive in a beautiful place, away from the businesses, that's a big thing as well, being away from the businesses, where you're forced to look at it through a different lens, I think it's going to strike a chord.
It's funny how that even came up, right? The Bali thing. It wasn't even on my radar until we were talking the other day, right? So that's quite funny how these things happen.
Well, it came from mine and Paul's trip to Bali. We went with some of the guys that we got into property with like 12 years ago. And so there was 6 of us. We all went. We've done property deals together for years. Such a good group of guys. And I actually referenced you in my Facebook post about it because I think it was a quote you said, if you don't have a circle of friends, you have a cage. Or if your circle of friends isn't helping you grow, you have a cage.
And I definitely borrowed that off someone else, but
that's all right. Great artist steal.
Totally. But it's true though, isn't it?
So true. And going away with them guys, we'd get up in the morning, go to the gym, absolutely destroy the buffet breakfast, like go hard at it. And then we'd go and work for a couple of hours. Me and Paul would get our laptops out on the balcony, do some work, stay on top of things. Then we'd go down the beach and we'd chat to these guys who are doing big property deals. And just that ability to listen to them and ask them questions about what they're doing, and for them to give you advice on where we've been, it's just invaluable. So when we were talking about maybe doing something overseas, Bali just seemed like perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it came from talking about wins, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about maybe doing a sangria night.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know why you guys do that, but
That had to be stopped pretty early. So for context for the listeners, when me and Paul, a pair of backpackers, first got into property in a REIT, we were 2 of 5 in the syndicate, and we weren't brought in for our money because we didn't have any. So we were brought in purely for Paul's building knowledge and skills. I had no relevant skills whatsoever to give to this.
just good looks.
Yeah, well, some would say. But I was brought in because I helped design a website, and I said, oh, look, we should do some advertising on the radio. And we were the first company to advertise to buy people's earthquake damaged homes on the radio. So that was kind of my buy-in. And amazingly, it went incredibly well. So after a while, decided, let's form this little business together. And yeah, just from there, just kind of stemmed.
And so why the sangria though?
Oh, that's it. Yes, sangria. We were quite excited about buying our first home as a syndicate, as a property syndicate. All of a sudden, we're with these big property guys buying houses. Yeah, we take a selfie outside of the front of the for sale sign. And the other guys didn't get involved because it was a weeknight and they had families and responsibilities. But me and Paul used to go to Barretto when Barretto was open and have a sangria settlement celebration. And at the time, we'd take our partners at the time, we'd have some sangria. I'm like, this is great. Congratulations, we bought a house. And then the next week, we found another deal. So I was like, oh, God, we're going to have to go and do it again. And it got to the point where we bought 3 houses in a week. And we went twice. And on the third one, I was like, I can't do another sangria settlement. This is getting
Why
too
sangria
tough.
though? Did they have a deal on it or something?
I think it was just sangria settlement sounded so, it had a ring to it.
It's got a ring to it.
Just
I mean,
went with it.
alliteration works.
Yeah, exactly.
So it went from talking about celebrating wins, which is something I love to do,
Yeah.
and then to quality people, to why not stockpile like multiple sangria wins
Yep.
with a Bali combination event, celebration, brainstorming, coaching, everything.
And a bit of growth.
And a bit of growth. And I think outside of the day-to-day, I think that was another component, is that if you're forced to be remote outside of the day-to-day, you've got to figure out a solution.
Yeah. That actually happened a few years ago. I was in Chiang Mai and I managed to put 3 deals through without seeing the houses. I'd ring Paul and say, can you just make sure there's no crack house next to this house that we're just about to buy? And we couldn't do a drive-by. But I actually put 3 deals together from Chiang Mai, which opened my eyes a lot. I was like, property is a very physical thing. It's very tangible. But a lot of it comes down to the paperwork, and especially in like my role is to find the deals, and a lot of that comes down to networks, time in the game, agent relationships, advertising, content.
Totally.
So that can pretty much, especially when it comes to land to develop on, because the house is almost, it doesn't really matter. So, and quite often you just do square meter rates. I know most of the square meter rates for all the suburbs around the city off the back of my hand. So I can actually find deals and put deals together from anywhere, really.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's Chiang Mai like?
Really cool.
That's nice.
That's somewhere I could see myself doing a little expat couple of months. It's a bit more raw. It's not as touristy as south of Thailand, and it's got a bit more adventure to it.
Soul kind of thing?
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be the next retreat.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. There's elephant camps there as well, where they kind of rehabilitate the elephants. I had one of the coolest experiences. We went and viewed all these elephants in the wild, and at the end of the day, the local guides went and got a rattan ball and started playing a kind of hybrid football volleyball game.
Wow.
My partner at the time, she was watching me, and I was just watching them intently. Yeah, because I love football.
Yeah.
She was like, go and play with them. I was like, oh man, I was playing it cool, you know. I was like, no, they don't want me to go play. So she went over and said, can my boyfriend go and play football? And they were like,
this guy,
come over. Yes, I went over and I've got this amazing video. And we're playing with this rattan ball, and then we have to stop because an elephant walks across the pitch.
Wow.
It's just one of those core memories. And I look back and I thank my partner. I'm like, thank you for making me go and do that, because that was so cool.
But isn't that a great example of doing something that you're uncomfortable
Yeah.
to do, and yet we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You've probably told other people about it.
Yeah.
And that's ingrained in like your mind.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so I think it's a really good reminder to search out those hard things.
Yeah.
And whether it's that or the cold plunge or, selling something or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think doing those difficult things like the beach swim that we do every now and then.
Yeah.
It's not actually the act of doing it. It's just the mental thing.
It is. Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah. It's cognitively choosing to do the thing that you absolutely do not want to do.
Yeah. Agreed.
Back to Bali though. I'm quite excited.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
I'm in. Let's.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very pumped about this.
Yeah.
So we've got some dates. We can mention the dates.
Yeah.
By the time this goes live, it may have already sold out, and it may be an exclusive offer. I'm not sure how we're going to exactly package this, but early February 2026.
I'm in. I'm free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I think what it provides is a bit of a runway to get from where you are currently to make that happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's operationally or financially, but the payment terms will be flexible enough to make it an easier decision.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, I'm really pumped about it.
I honestly think once you put a group of people together like that, break down some boundaries early days, get everyone talking about their businesses and about their lives and what they want to achieve in that time.
Yeah.
It's amazing that when you take people out of the everyday environment, it stops that everyday motion, where
100%.
you just go to work and you just do what you do every day.
Yeah.
It's that holistic view of your business from the outside.
Yeah, I think a concept that comes to mind is the right person in the right seat. And so working with Ron from Spirit of Travel, to help with the logistics, the accommodation, the flights, like all of that side of things, which is not a strong suit of mine. He loves it / gets paid to do it. So he's invested in it.
Yeah.
I know what I want. You know what you want it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just getting the right people together, right?
Yep.
And so I'm hugely buoyant on that.
Yeah.
Talk a lot about that idea of the $30 an hour task versus the 5K, and it's similar to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like when you're doing your thing that you uniquely can provide, you tend to make more money, and it tends to give you energy. So
you enjoy it.
Exactly.
I'm really excited to do some kind of health and wellness stuff out there, because I think we talked about bringing the PT along and actually doing some working on your, not just your mind, your business, but also your body. Mm-hmm. And if you can give an all-round experience like that with everyone else who's pulling in the same direction, I just can't see it as not being positively life-changing.
Totally. Yeah, that's the intent, and that's one reason why we moved the dates forward a little bit. It's like a reset, get set up for 2026, get pumped, get clear, get really in a good space and optimized for the year ahead.
Especially for New Zealand, because it doesn't start till February.
No, it really doesn't. And that's exactly why we chose those dates. I don't know if you've sort of noticed this, but before Waitangi Day, there's still a bit of holidaying, people are cruising. Well, not everyone.
In England, we get 6 weeks holiday in the summer from school.
Oh, yeah.
So the parents don't get it off, but the kids get the 6 week holiday. And I've always thought, well, that's your version of the 6 weeks, is the kind of mid-December, everyone's starting Christmas parties. And then to the end of Jan is kind of, it's a bit slower.
100%.
Yeah, it's a bit slower.
I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah. Just like in North America and Canada, summer, right? The July period, it's basically.
Whereas in England, it's so dour.
Yeah.
Over Christmas that we just, we go to the pub a little bit more.
Stat days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just back to it.
Yeah. No, I like it. So what's the next couple of months look like with Rosefern?
Quite exciting, actually. We've got a development about 100 metres from here. We're in the central city right now, just for context for listeners. Hurley Street, which is a beautiful spot. So I'm actually walking from my house, which is 100 metres away from here, to 100 metres to Hurley Street after this to go and check the site progress.
Convenient.
So we're building some beautiful homes there. There's only 5 on the site. One's already sold for just shy of 1.150. And it kind of earmarks our move towards a higher end product, which is tailored towards downsizers. So that one that's already sold has got a downstairs bedroom, and that age and place ability for people that's really struck a chord. And it was about a year or so ago we finished doing a single standalone house over towards Kashmir, and we did a home exchange between a lady who owned some land, And she walked in and she was a downsizer and she said, "This is my perfect house. How much do you want for it?" Which is a negotiation I've never really had. Quite often when you're selling townhouses at that lower end, the negotiations are tough. I want extra heat pumps. I want extra this. I want rent guarantees. And other developers promised me cash backs, all that kind of stuff. Dealing with that downsizer, I realised that there's an underserved part of the market in Christchurch and they've got the money. So in Christchurch, there's going to be 80,000 retirees in the next 4 years. And of them, a lot of them are looking to actively downsize. And they've also lived quite a good life. They've had pretty good capital gains over the years. So the retiring rich, the boomers, they're actually looking for something nice to downsize into, not a 90 square metre small house in Holswell, one of 3 down a driveway. They're actually looking for a nice standard. And that downstairs bedroom gives them real versatility. So still 2-story, so they can still have the kids and grandkids come stay on the weekend. But that downstairs bedroom means should mobility become an issue in the future, they can age in place within that house for the next 10, 15 to 20 years. And only 6% of that 80,000 actually want to go into retirement villages or homes or villages or complexes, whatever they've renamed them. So there's a glut of people about to retire who want nice homes. And that's a part of the market that we've identified as the part that we'd really like to serve.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And it's also a part of the market that appreciates the nicer stuff that we're doing on our homes,
Mm-hmm.
because we're putting solar panels on all of our homes. Everything's EV charger ready. Like all of our specs are up spec'd, like Miele appliances.
Yeah.
You can't feasibly do that in a $500,000 townhouse and ask for more. It's just very tough. And in my opinion, not just my opinion, also the data, there is an oversupply of 2-bedroom townhouses in the city. That is a part of the market that we don't need to be adding to. People say there's a housing crisis. I think there's a housing crisis for appropriate housing.
Yeah.
There's enough of the 2-bedroom entry-level stock. There's enough people serving that end of the market.
Yeah.
We're going to respectfully step out of that and go and serve this end of the market that we've identified.
It makes so much sense. And so with the home exchange program, so that looks like someone that has say a house with some land that wants to move to a smaller property, so it's more manageable. They don't have the grounds to look after, etc.
Yeah.
And then they would sell you guys the land, and then they would buy one of your finished products.
Yeah, exactly that. So it's like if you owned a car and you'd like to go and part exchange that car for a newer car, it's exactly the same process, just with housing.
Yeah, cool.
So it's using an asset that you currently own to buy an asset that you would like to own. So say there's a house, and this actually happened, this house in Beckenham with 1,200 square meters of land, and they would like to downsize into a nice new Rosefern home. And I showed this lady the Rosefern home, and she said, "This is my dream home." She said, "It's my dream home. How much do you want for it?" I said, "Well, it's been appraised at $950. We have a deal." I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a natural salesperson. It was the easiest sale I've ever had to make because the product was perfect for the consumer.
You had what she wanted.
Exactly. And she had what we wanted.
Yeah.
So we wanted to develop her land, which we're currently doing on Tennyson Street.
Wow. What a story. That's so good.
Brilliant. And I bumped into her in Mitre 10 the other day, and she loves her home.
Wow.
That's just such a good story.
That's so good. So what stage is Hurley at?
Hurley Street is slabs
Currently,
down.
as of recording.
Yeah,
so slabs down. Okay.
Slabs are going down. I'm just going there to check and see how slabs are going. So quite exciting.
Put your expert builder
eye
over it.
I'm useless on site. I pretend to know what I'm looking at. Like, Paul's the builder out of us.
Looks good. Yeah. We'll have to do an episode in a finished house. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. I think Tennyson Street would be beautiful, but so would Hurley. Maybe we do too.
It'd be a fun little experiment. I think there's 12 months doing a few different podcasts, different locations, getting some context, right? Like it's one thing to talk about it, but being a visual person myself, being able to see it, just carries a lot more weight. And I don't know. It's that's how I personally consume and digest information. Yeah,
and we're more than happy to show off our product.
We had
an open day at our development in Sugden Street. We finished 12 houses. And to be honest, we were a little nervous because we'd started the development with full confidence in our product, but only had 3 pre-sales towards finishing, which, as most developers will tell you, is quite nervous. You just want the market to accept what you're building. And then when we finished them, before titles had been issued, because people could walk around and have a look, all of them sold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over what period?
Oh, that would only be a period of like maybe 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
And we did an open day there. And again, we were nervous no one would show up. And we put it on Facebook, and our social media girl at the time did a great job of marketing it.
Yeah.
But, you stood there 20 minutes beforehand thinking, no one's going to show up. But then 50 groups came through,
50?
a few neighbours, and
Really?
like really nice feedback. And within weeks, they were all gone. And Sophie Berry from Harcourt's helped us sell them. She did a great job. So that's when you put the right product in the right place and the market accepts it, people vote with their dollars. It's capitalism at its finest, and they liked it.
It's a bit like that Hormozy saying or story, right, about the hungry crowd, right? Like the
hot
saying
dog
of hot
salesman.
dogs.
Yeah. Exactly that.
It's kind of that simple, isn't it?
And I think that's what the skill of a developer is
I think you're right.
yeah, it's because it's easy to build. It's really easy. I think we had this conversation a few days ago where if you roll out a set of plans, the Hiluxes will appear. There's so many builders in New Zealand. They hear the rolling of the plans and they're like, I'm here in my Hilux to build your development. It's the easy part. So getting plans and building, easy, really easy. But building the right thing in the right place for the right price, that's our skill. That's what we get paid to do, is to take that risk.
Yeah.
I could build a palatial manor on New Brighton Beach and it might not sell for 4 million. You've got to put the right product in the right area.
Yeah, I really like that concept. It's a bit like, I guess either building a business or a house, like a house or anything, right? It's just like, it'd be very easy to do it with zero budget cap, right?
Yeah.
If you just said like, unlimited budget, do what you want, right?
Yeah.
You'd go and market, you'd go and build infrastructure, you'd go and hire people. And I think that's like why a lot of these tech startups that have got funding fail, because they're just so complacent.
Yeah.
And it just builds the wrong thing. Like there's no grit.
Yeah.
Same as a house, right? Like it's easy.
Yeah, it is.
You just go and buy the most expensive stuff and be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're right. The art is putting it all together. Right people, right seat, combined with the right market offering.
Yep.
Combined with the right sales strategy, and then just putting it all together.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds easy, but it's just not, right? Like,
well, that's your domain experience that you gain over time.
Yeah.
And I think there's two different buckets for like property developers. I think there's developers who look at a site and go, okay, I understand the socioeconomic area. I know what I should design on this site. I know what will sell. And then there's the replicators who go, well, that site, I can fit 10 of my current design on there. And it's the same thing replicated, and I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it, but they're very different. We look at every site with a new lens. We go, who's the end buyer who's going to live in this house? Whereas the replicators, it's generally just
rinse and repeat.
More, yeah. And they get economies of scale and they get lots of other efficiencies. We sit in the developer bucket where we look at a new site each time.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I guess if you think of it in a business context, it's not necessarily like the race to the bottom, like let's be the Walmart or the Kmart or the warehouse of the industry, but let's compete based on product efficiency versus, say, like intentional design or just a little bit of strategy, right?
Yeah. And that's one thing myself and Paul kind of pride ourselves on now, is like a strategy and a niche and a market that we understand and want to serve. And it's kind of hard to bring yourself and put blinkers on your market, because it's very nice to say, in the early days of Rosefern, we had 3 customer avatars and we sold to investors, families, and first home buyers. That's everyone. That's anyone who, it was like building a house and hope they came. Whereas now we're intentionally building for a certain segment of the market. And the market might have gone from all of New Zealand who can get a mortgage to 80,000 people who are retiring in the next 4 years.
Totally.
And probably only a third of that who really want our product.
Yeah.
But now that we've done that and we've reduced our market down so small, we know exactly what they like. We know that they're going to be retiring, so they're not going to have income, so they're going to want solar panels because they don't want to be paying a power bill every month. There's just little things about your market you get to learn from the feedback they give you. And you don't get that when you just open the doors and say, anyone can buy whatever I build.
Yeah. I think it's a good lesson in business in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have a bit of awareness.
Yeah, really niching down. It's scary, but it comes with, that bravery comes with definite benefits.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's just yet another version of doing that hard thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it may seem like you're you're cutting off a bulk of the market, bulk of the audience, bulk of the transactions. But
Yeah.
yet, I think by speaking directly to that particular niche, it just helps.
Yeah. And the beauty of the home exchange program is we're
You
dealing.
got a logo for that yet?
It's kind of a word logo. It's
Oh,
a
yeah,
word
word
logo.
logo.
It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool. It's pretty cool. So that's going to be on the new website,
Okay.
home exchange program. It's actually, it's something that we've done for years. So we've done many transactions like this. All we've done is put a name to a process. Like we haven't done anything. We haven't created anything absolutely out there.
You just labelled it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We used to call it the trade up program
Straight up.
because we used to, when the government tried to incentivize buying new homes for investors, we were saying you could trade up from your old rental into your new home. So we did quite a few trade ups, but it didn't really make sense to trade up when you're downsizing. But
And trade down doesn't really sound right.
no.
New
It's
home exchange
just
program.
bad. Yeah.
Home exchange program.
So it's essentially just we're exchanging titles and
Totally.
take the value of one, offset it against the value of the other.
Doing deals.
Just one smooth transaction.
Solving
one
problems.
move. Yep.
Yeah.
Taking friction out of it.
We had just back to the very start, we were talking a little bit before recording about a couple of questions that we had asked before you came on, just from someone hypothetically, a fictional character that is curious around getting into the property world, I suppose, making money through property, essentially. The thing we were talking about is like, is it easier or harder now? How would you get started with limited capital available and limited experience? Is it easier, harder? How would you go about things, knowing what you know now?
Yeah, I think it's easy.
And the market we're in, based on technology.
I think it's easier now. I actually think it's easier now.
I think you're right too.
And what I've found with social media is whatever you put out, you'll attract. So you could be just getting started in property, but if you're putting up videos out there telling people about your process, about you ringing all the real estate agents, adding them into a CRM with tags to show that you're doing it in a proper business-like manner, you're not just knocking on doors and hoping you find a deal, being really intentional with the agents that you meet, not just meeting every single agent in the city and hoping that they bring you a deal because you'll sell it back through them. I think if you put that out there on social media, people like myself, other developers, other property people will see it. They'll be exposed to it via the algorithm. If you mention the words real estate in Christchurch, your content would be shown to other people who are interested in real estate in Christchurch. That's how the new AI algorithm is picking it up. So I think you've got a platform now that you can almost talk deals into existence. You don't even have to have done that many. You just have to show that you're happy to put the yards in.
Yeah, I guess it's coupling different wants, needs, skill sets, weaknesses, essentially, right? So like if you were to couple or collaborate with, say, someone with money, the ability to do deals, but you can find the deals.
Yeah.
So you can do a bit of the groundwork, and whether that's the old school version of that, which is knocking on doors, but the new version, which is creating content and I guess soliciting interest digitally.
Yeah.
Combine that with, say, like maybe a metaphorical, like older investor that is not digitally savvy. It's just connecting the dots.
That's
right?
exactly how I got started. I got started by just trying to find deals. And at the time, we found a little niche, which was the earthquake damage housing. Paul, with his building background, met with a lot of engineers and said, we see these houses are pretty much half price. Why? How can I fix them? So I used to sit in on them meetings and just learn by proxy. So I kind of know my way around an engineer's report now, even though I'm not trained or anything. I understand what to look for. But we found a niche. And there's so many niches in property out there. There's, you could decide that you're going to go and look for just boarding houses, 10-bedroom places. You could decide that you're just going to find land for developers who develop in the southwest of the city. There's people who do letter dropping, door knocking, property investor seminars that they go to and network, which is an incredibly good way to meet people. There's a whole array of skills and a toolkit that you can use to find deals. And it's amazing, one of the biggest skills that a lot of people try and shortcut is just time in the game. Like I'll get phone calls now from real estate agents I've never met, but they know Rosefern, and then they have a quick Google of Rosefern, they find me, they give me a call. That doesn't just happen overnight. You've got to put the yards in, and then eventually your credibility grows and your reputation grows and people understand like who you are and what you do. So that's one thing with people. I wouldn't say it's a get rich quick thing. it's a career path that you want to take in property, and you want to show that you can transact and do deals.
Yeah, I wonder what practically you could do. Say you're like a young professional, like you're in a role, like you're in a day job, a 9 to 5. Like, how could you do it as a side hustle? Would it be creating content? Would it be, creating that niche? Like, I wonder what you'd.
I think content would be very good because
I would think that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to reach a lot of people. And if you can do your research and you can put together an interesting story via email or even on social media, like I treat my real estate agents like customers. Like I have a CRM with tags in there, and I have like when I last spoke to them, what I spoke to them about. So it's actually quite professional. I know a lot of deal finders just have their phone. Their phone is that's it. They don't run it like a business. If you put together an interesting newsletter and you ring every real estate agent in town and say, look, I've subscribed to your email newsletter. Would you subscribe to mine if I'm going to talk about some market trends that I'm seeing as a deal finder?
Totally.
No one's going to say no.
Nobody.
And then all of a sudden, if you've got every real estate agent in Christchurch reading your newsletter that you put together, it might be humorous, might have some stories in there, some wins.
Some photos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you've got a captive audience of people who are out there looking for deals that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Do you think the rejection for this theory, or the objection, would be that I don't have the resources or the knowledge to do this? I don't know. I'm just trying to think devil's advocate, right?
Fake it until you know how.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm just trying to think of what someone, say, listening to this, it's like, well, it's easy for these guys, right?
Yeah.
They've got the network, they've got the reps, but it's like, it is the reps.
Yeah. The beauty is that we have all of this information at our fingertips now. There's nothing that you can't learn. Like you look at ChatGPT, if you ask it so many questions, you'll learn.
I was going to say, this doesn't even mention AI.
Yeah.
We hadn't even covered that.
Yeah.
Whereas that's like the smartest person in the room by a massive margin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The opportunities for AI and for lead sourcing and deal finding is huge.
Yeah, I think the other thing that comes to mind, the two words that come up a lot in my world, is limiting beliefs. And so whether it's the fact that you don't feel qualified, or you don't want to talk to this person, or you don't feel like you've got whatever.
Yeah.
Don't let that get in the way.
Definitely not. And
No.
I remember in the very early days of a REIT, I sent an email to every real estate. I got an outsourcer on Upwork to send an email to every real estate agent in Christchurch saying, this is what I do. I've partnered with some guys who have money. I've partnered with some guys who have experience. I would like to buy some earthquake damaged houses. Hope you can help me. The positive replies I got were fantastic. I got one negative reply. And It was a lady who I think she's been struck off now. She's bounced around from different real estate agencies. And she asked me into the office and said, why should I give you property deals ahead of my other clients who are large property people in Christchurch? And I said, well, I didn't ask you to give me them. I said, just give me the opportunity. And she was so rude. But then afterwards I walked out and I thought, that was just a strange little power play from her. But all of the other positivity I got, I focused on that rather than that one person who wanted to be a pain in the ass.
Man, that's a good reminder as well, right? Wouldn't you say?
100%.
Like, go with the good energy. Like, don't sell the unsellable. Like,
Yep. There's always going to be someone out there who's like that. And I think the more you're in business, the more you realize that they're out there.
Yeah, I think that's probably something I've been guilty of, is spending too much time on, maybe not to that extreme, wrong fit, right? But the ones that are sort of not quite there, but it's like, like, let's make it work.
Yeah.
But it just takes time and energy away from the absolute perfect fit. So
yeah, I think that saying no muscle is something that I've had to work pretty hard at.
Yeah.
Because in the early days, very much a people pleaser, very much a yes man. Oh yeah, we can do that. Let's see if there's synergies. Now I'm just like, is it going to progress me? Is it going to progress Rosefern? And I'm quite brutal with my time now.
Totally.
I love having an empty calendar because that means I've got time to create. I've got actually time to focus on my business.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to say no to random catch-ups and coffee meetings. And, I generally will say no if I prefer to walk my dogs.
But with that said, though, like, I guess the value in building your network and meeting the right people, like, that's something that I've really been surprised about, is just how many good people there are, even within our small city of Christchurch. Like, there's so many good people doing amazing things. Yeah. And it's funny because they're often not the ones putting out content.
Yeah, true.
And so when you start, like, scratching a little bit underneath the surface. Like there's some amazing people out there.
Oh, the biggest deal doer that I know doesn't have a Facebook account, doesn't have a social media account, doesn't do it.
Total ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the amount of deals he's done and the amount of money he's made, still rocking just an extra email address. Just like name and extra.
XTR one? Yeah.
Exactly that.
You know you're hardcore when you got one of those, right?
Oh, I think that's a power play.
I think it's a power play. It's a massive power play. It's like
whatever.
Extra. It's like, damn.
Brilliant. And he's just a great guy. And he's pretty much my property mentor.
Yeah.
Just rolling with the extra
I like
email
that.
address. Absolute champion.
It's a good green light, right? If you see that, it's like, pay attention. Get ready.
Yeah, when you see it at the start, you're like, well, he's just getting started, bless him. You see it at the end and you're like, winner. We have a winner.
Hey, we'll just wrap it up here, Ant. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the commitment to sponsoring the podcast. I feel like we're very much aligned, and I'm just looking forward to this this next 12 months. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. Yeah, we're going to do the next one in a property. I would hope Paul's going to be manning that one.
Yep. He'll be there talking buildery stuff.
Buildery stuff, technical buildery stuff.
Yep, I'll stay away from that.
Any last final words, comments, jokes?
I'd just like to say thanks for having us on, and also just thanks for the progression that you've helped us make. I think for anyone else out there looking for a coach, the accountability is incredible. And it's a bit like what we talked about earlier of having, you've got lots of other business owners in your network that are battling the same problems that potentially we are battling. And it's been great sometimes when we've brought a problem up and you've said, I recognize that problem because such and such over here is also battling it. Here's the potential solution. That's invaluable. It really is. And it's helped us get over some hurdles and keep focused.
Cool. No, thank you very much. No, it's an absolute pleasure working with yourself and Paul and just seeing the growth. It's been really something actually. So
yeah,
no, thank you. No, cool. Very good. Thanks, Ant. We'll see you. We'll see you back next time.
See you in Bali.
Woo! So good.